Tonight on Evening, the colorful project keeping the history of Tacoma's Hilltop neighborhood alive. From surfing to skateboarding, the young photographer capturing the world of action sports. Plus, meet Bellevue's goddess of Barbieville.
Welcome to the show on Martin Luther King Jr. Day from Martin Luther King Jr. Way in Tacoma's Hilltop neighborhood. There are a lot of changes happening in this historic black neighborhood, some all too fast. But down the street, there is a building that represents a promise to the community that they will have a say in what happens next.
This is a canvas for our imagination.
For more than a decade, the abandoned Rite Aid building on MLK Way has been an ugly insult to the historically black neighborhood of Hilltop. Now it's the focus of something new.
Hopefully the colors are bright enough to catch somebody's eye.
Adika Bell is one of 7 Hilltop artists commissioned to celebrate his neighborhood.
They're all leaders and people who have dedicated their life and energy to uphold and make this community better.
He's also getting out the word that this community will have a say in what happens next to the space.
It's giving black people an opportunity to not get pushed out of their neighborhood.
Seattle-based Forterra, a nonprofit best known for its environmental conservation work, purchased the lot for $4 million.
This is going to be approximately 300 units of attainable housing.
Forterra promises preservation of a different sort.
Part of the idea is to really ensure the community has the say in maintaining 150 years of blackness in this area.
Forterra has teamed up with a hyper-local nonprofit, 5's, to get community input. Here, where a new light rail line is going in and rents and property taxes are skyrocketing, things are changing quickly.
Over the past 6-7 years, we've seen a lot of our youth and families pushed out of the Hilltop, and no longer able to afford to live here. And so we knew that we couldn't just stand on the sidelines and let our neighborhood deteriorate. We've got a big opportunity to put something here that feeds people, body, mind, and soul.
That's why Tiffany Hammonds, whose family's been living in this neighborhood for 3 generations, is here with a paintbrush to reclaim this space.
I just really want to plant a seed.
She wants the art made here to remind old neighbors and new neighbors alike that her home is a special place with a story worth preserving.
And not for it to be the narrative that's been trying to be rewritten, but the narrative that always is and that always will be. And that Hilltop is beautiful, and Hilltop has always been a community of flourishing, vibrant people.
Forterra wants what happens in that building to be a model to help other cities preserve their black communities. Okay, there's a bathroom on the right. Excuse me while I kiss this guy. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. If you have often misheard lyrics, Jim says there's an Oregon woman he wants to introduce you to.
From singer Steve Perry's favorite snack,
you should have been gone,
to the inconvenient habit of Eddie Murphy's girl, you can't always believe what you hear. That's the unmistakable message of the Misheard Song Lyrics podcast.
Labor of love, for sure.
This is Misheard herself, Portland's Melody Ortiz.
I definitely go to many karaoke bars and I love the culture. You see people sing songs wrong, or sometimes it's actually written wrong on the karaoke lyrics.
One of the first songs Melody ever got wrong herself was Laura Branigan's Gloria from 1982.
And it came out when E.T. came out, so I assumed that's got to be it.
Living under an alien, why not? Misheard specializes in pop classics like Till Tuesday's Voices Carry.
All of us thought she was saying, "This is scary."
this is scary.
The songs tend to naturally fall into categories.
Food.
Take the love theme from Titanic.
The hot dogs go on.
The hot dogs go on.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. Elvis preferred fish. Another rich topic for misconstruction?
Sexual content.
Hold me close, young Tony Danza.
Some reinterpretations defy explanation, like Men at Work's It's a Mistake.
It really does sound like Honest Abe. It's a mistake. With a terrible video,
Melody always welcomes suggestions.
I'll get emails or something on social media saying, have you done this?
Like Alanis Morissette, it's a cross she bears. Or is it a cross-eyed bear?
So I actually made a cross-eyed bear.
No matter what the words, get out there and sing them. Live life before everybody's dead now. And don't forget to shake it like a Polaroid ninja.
It really was just something fun for me and been a ray of sunshine. And now I'm hoping it's bringing much laughter and also some people down memory lane too.
Oh, so you mean it's not Polaroid Ninja? Well, Melody has already reviewed 70 songs. To check out Misheard, go to our website at king5evening.com. Well, there is something more dangerous than surfing and skateboarding in the Pacific Northwest, trying to get a picture of those action sports. Kim introduces us to a young man who is up to the challenge.
They are split seconds that capture the danger, adrenaline, and skill of action sports. The work of a photographer who understands what it takes. Because he's been on both sides of the lens.
Yeah, since I was a kid. Swimming when I was a baby. My family just put him in a pool. Yeah, to surfing, to biking, skateboarding, free diving, scuba diving, snowboarding.
But now, Juan Ogaz is devoted to documenting others, some of the best in the Northwest, like BMXer Mike Hoder.
He's just a good kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's on the right path.
Juan started down that path at the age of 12 when he picked up his dad's camera.
He never used it, and he saw me using the camera and taking photos, and he went through the photos, and he was like, oh, those are good photos. So he gave it to me, and since then I've been just taking photos.
It also helped him deal with a huge life change, moving to the US from Argentina.
It helped me a lot. It's kind of like my peaceful side. Just grabbing a camera makes me happy.
But getting the perfect shot isn't easy. Especially during surf shoots on the Washington coast.
There's a lot of things involved between current, big waves, surfboards coming straight to you. Okay?
Skateboarding has also proven hazardous.
I was taking a photo and the board just shot out and it hit me in the face and I got a couple stitches.
But he also got the shot, a feat that can feel just as good as landing a trick.
With photography, it's kind of like you're guessing, and then when you get in the car, you're like, oh, I have the shot, yeah.
A profession and a passion, capturing an extreme split second in time.
That looks sick. Oh, wow, yeah.
And immortalizing it.
Thank you, Kim. To see more of Juan's work, you'll want to follow him on Instagram. And of course, we've got a link right there. That's our link.
Still to come, the one-of-a-kind Barbie collection you must see to believe.
I'm the goddess of Barbieville.
Plus, the fight to save the historic Blue Moon Tavern.
Hey everyone, Kim here with some nice news. Kubota Garden in Seattle had record attendance in 2020 despite the pandemic. And now you can learn more about its rich history in the book, Spirited Stone, Lessons from Kubota's Garden, and a virtual event featuring some of the contributors. The Town Hall Seattle is scheduled for 6 p.m. on January 21st. Learn more at kubotagarden.org, and if you'd like to visit the garden, it's free and open daily from sunrise to sunset. Masks and social distancing are required.
Welcome back to the show from Tacoma's Hilltop neighborhood. This mural behind me representing 150 years that this neighborhood has been a black neighborhood. Very proud of all of that history, and you can see this mural right next to People's Park. Well, Angela has our next story. It is about an offbeat East Side artist with an offbeat Barbie collection.
In normal times, you would find Marty Rhodes showing off art as a docent at the Bellevue Art Museum. But since the pandemic, she's kept herself busy with a new role.
My name is Marty Rhodes, and I'm the goddess of Barbieville.
Take one girl, add a dash of moonlight. Add one boy and a pinch of June night.
This is not some Barbie Dreamhouse collection. Marty has created a community with characters and creations unlike anything sold in stores.
They all have stories, you know. If I buy a doll at a thrift store and I look at her face or his face, and you know, you kind of start to make up a story about them.
In Barbieville, you'll find dolls like Joey the social worker who has bad taste in men, or Bo, the free-spirited homeless guy. You'll also find historical figures like civil rights icon Rosa Parks and artist Frida Kahlo.
This is Grace. She's an architect. She's having a very torrid affair with Cypress, but that's another story for another time.
In this Barbie world, everyone is welcome. Well, almost everyone.
We are female-led, gender fluid, where all are welcome, except fashion. That's actually on our mission statement.
Marty believes Barbie is the ultimate feminist role model.
You know, she's had more than 200 careers. She's run for president, 7 or 8 times? You know, she sends a message, you can be whatever you want to be. And really, that's Barbie's origin.
Marty's origin with Barbie began when she was 9, when she received her first doll. Today, she has over 60 that she dresses up in outfits that she makes or finds on Etsy. Her creations have come a long way from when she first thought about building it.
At the time, I was thinking I was going to make just an art gallery, a Barbie's art gallery, and do little miniature pieces of art. But then I started thinking about what would it be like to create a whole Barbie world, and then the pandemic hit.
And that free time caused by the pandemic enabled her to play like a kid again.
As a retiree, I started reading about how to stay active and healthy. And one of the things that hasn't been documented much is about the sense of play. You know, we're told how to eat, how to exercise, how to see the doctor, but how to have joy and delight in one's life.
Marty Rhodes admits that she's closer to age 60 than she is 6, but she doesn't plan to put her Barbies down anytime soon.
And it delights me. It's my own little world.
Thank you, Angela. If you would like to check out Barbieville, Marty has a complete tour on YouTube, but to find it, you're going to need to use our link at king5evening.com. Well, these days, there are a lot of people having a tough time, but Emma Helthaler, the owner of the historic Blue Moon Tavern near the UW, has so much on her plate, the PBS series American Portrait has decided to make her the focus of a documentary. Here's Jose with more.
By the way, the Blue Moon was part of our series 5-Star Dive Bars, series that was put on hold because we live in COVID times. But it will be back, just like many bars will open, because people like Ingma will do whatever it takes to make that happen.
Last time I visited the Blue Moon, the vibe was on, and the crowd were having fun. Today is a different picture, since we live in COVID times. And like many bars, this classic spot was ordered to close.
How hard is it not to see this place packed?
It's terrifying, because loving this place and the people who come here are the only things that I'm really good at. My father bought it in '82. My folks raised me to take over the bar. The Blue Moon is my life, really.
We need to keep paying for our electricity and our water. We have to keep paying our rent.
Emma's fight to keep the Blue Moon open is part of a new docu-series.
It's rolling. This past summer, PBS's American Portrait series reached out to me to do a documentary on the tradition of the Blue Moon in Seattle and in my life.
It looks like I'm gonna need $40,000 to make it through the rest of the year.
It's a beautiful documentary series that's super well done, is there to remind people of who America really is.
Here in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Downtown in Minneapolis.
Here in Decatur, Georgia.
Our traditions and our values and our ancestry are all really important. The Blue Moon's a great representative of that because it is a place for all walks of life.
I'm really paranoid about somebody buying the bar and changing it.
I want them to come away from seeing the American portrait just thinking about importance of tolerance and kindness. Sort of find the blue moon in your heart and know that we'll all get to be here again someday.
And when it opens, how big of a party is gonna be?
I really hope that when we open, we can all just like make out.
Better days will come for the Blue Moon, and for sure, more memories will be made.
Thank you, Jose. The Blue Moon episode airs tomorrow night on PBS. Meanwhile, around about now, Woodland Park Zoo is on baby gorilla watch. 24-year-old Nadiri is expecting her second offspring. She's due at the end of this month or maybe early February. Zoo volunteers are keeping an eye on her remotely. They're using cameras installed in her bedroom, or whatever you call a place where a gorilla sleeps, to monitor her behavior. And a gorilla keeper is on call 24/7 for whenever she goes into labor. This will be her first baby with 21-year-old Kwame.
Coming up, the local pizza place with a 120-year-old secret ingredient.
Welcome back to the show from Tacoma's Hilltop neighborhood in Kingston. A pizza joint recently opened up. The pizza, I promise you, is fresh, but the not-so-secret ingredient is more than 120 years old. Here's Angela.
Pizza sauce runs in this man's blood.
I'm Will Grant, aka Sourdough Willy, owner and proprietor of Sourdough Willys here in Kingston, Washington.
He grew up helping his family run That's Some Pizza in Kingston, then on Bainbridge. He won first place in a national pizza competition in 2017. And he just opened the doors of Sourdough Willy's Pizzeria in Kingston, a new place making pizza with an old ingredient.
We use a 120-year-old sourdough starter from the Klondike Gold Rush to make all our breads. And this is our famous That's Some starter.
This yeasty batter is so unique, a sample of it lives at the Parato Sourdough Library in Belgium. So what does that mean to pizza lovers? Killer crust.
It's not the toppings for me, it's the dough of the pizzas. It's taking that first slice of pizza, turning it around, ripping open that crust, smelling that bread, that fresh smell on your face, and just breathing in those natural yeasts and really getting to know what you're eating.
Sourdough Willy's makes 3 types of pizza. Sicilian.
The dough mama.
That's Will's mom, Marty, showing off Sicilian crust on her right.
Comes out in these big, pillowy, amazing, just sourdough goodness.
Detroit style, topped with a special mix of cheese that caramelizes and forms a crown.
So imagine the best grilled cheese sandwich you've ever had in your life. Add some pizza toppings to it, and that is Detroit style.
And New York style, hand-tossed and sold by the slice. Pizzas from different parts of the world with one thing in common.
And for me, it's about saving some of that culture, and not just that, the sourdough culture, but the pizza culture, and bringing that here also.
His thoughts on sourdough baking trending at home?
I love sourdough, and I love that it's a big craze now.
And he's happy to be using his starter to start a Northwest pizza culture.
By the time that starter's baked and goes to someone's home, we are giving someone happiness. You know, they get to sit down with their family and have family time. They get to share a meal together. So, in fact, we are growing happiness here.
We will take all the happiness we can get. Thank you, Angela. 2 of my coworkers have tried the pizza there. They say it's some of the best they've ever had. And one of those coworkers used to work at Shakey's, so she has very strong opinions about pizza and ragtime.
Up next, it's a day at the beach.
Welcome back to the show from Tacoma's Hilltop neighborhood. Stick around for the weakest link, which, by the way, used to be my nickname on the softball team. We're going to leave you tonight with a reminder of why we all live here. The talented photographer Diane Lewis-Torrey took her camera on a visit to Edmonds Beach, and as you'll see, she saw the cutest little puppy. Have a great evening.